Monday Night Raw witnessed one of the most intense backstage confrontations in recent WWE history. The spotlight wasn't on a match in the ring, but rather on a heated exchange between two members of WWE's most notorious faction, Jimmy and Jey Uso. The tension reached its peak when Jimmy confronted his twin brother Jey for siding with Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, following Roman's brutal assault on Seth Rollins and the Visionaries earlier in the night. The scene unfolded behind the scenes, away from the roar of the live audience, but the gravity of the moment was palpable. For years, Jimmy and Jey had been more than just tag team partners. They were brothers bonded by blood, legacy, and loyalty to the Bloodline. Yet, as WWE fans have learned, family ties are never simple, especially when the tribal chief is involved. The build-up: Roman Reigns' backstage dominance. The events leading to this confrontation began earlier on Raw when Roman Reigns made his shocking return to Monday Night Raw. In one of the most ruthless displays of power, the tribal chief systematically dismantled Seth Rollins' faction. Members of the Visionaries were left bruised, battered, and demoralized, while Roman himself stood unchallenged in the ring, asserting his dominance over Raw. Backstage, Roman's influence and intimidation were palpable. Every superstar, from the main eventers to the mid-card talent, was acutely aware of his presence. Roman had reminded the WWE roster why he is called the Tribal Chief, but his actions also left ripples within his own faction. With Roman firmly in control, Jey Uso aligned himself unequivocally with Reigns, ready to follow his leader's every command without hesitation. This alignment, however, did not sit well with Jimmy, who has always been more cautious and reflective when it comes to faction loyalty versus personal integrity. Jimmy's confrontation with Jey backstage, cameras captured the tense moment between the Uso brothers. Jimmy, his expression a mix of frustration, disappointment, and concern, confronted Jey for what he perceived as blind loyalty to Roman. "Jey, this isn't just about following Reigns," Jimmy said, his voice steady but edged with emotion. "We've been through everything together. You don't just fall in line because he demands it. We've got to think about ourselves, about what's best for the family. And I don't know if this is it." Jey, standing firm, met his brother's gaze without flinching. "Jimmy, you're missing the point. Roman is the tribal chief. He's the leader, and he's always been the one to keep the bloodline strong. You can question him all you want, but I know where my loyalty lies. With him, with our blood, with the legacy." The exchange revealed a stark division. Jimmy questioning Roman's methods and Jey embracing them without hesitation. It was a rare glimpse into the inner turmoil of one of WWE's most dominant factions, showing that loyalty can be as fragile as it is fierce. The Bloodline's internal struggle. This confrontation is significant because it highlights the fragile dynamics within the Bloodline. Roman Reigns' leadership is absolute, yet even within a faction built on family, tension simmers beneath the surface. Jimmy's questioning of Roman's authority suggests that cracks are forming, even if temporarily hidden by outward appearances of unity. Historically, the Bloodline has thrived on loyalty and discipline. Jimmy, Jey, and Solo Sikoa have consistently executed Roman's commands with precision, making them one of the most formidable factions in WWE. Yet, Jimmy's willingness to challenge his brother privately indicates that even the strongest families are not immune to internal conflict. Fans have long speculated about the balance of power within the Bloodline. Could this be the first real moment of dissent? Or is it simply a reflection of Jimmy's protective instincts toward Jey and their shared legacy? WWE insiders suggest that this could foreshadow larger storylines, potentially leading to a split or test of loyalties within the faction. WWE Universe reacts. The news of Jimmy confronting Jey has sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe. Social media exploded with discussions, reactions, and speculation about the future of the Bloodline. Hashtags like #USO conflict, #Bloodline drama, and #tribal chief tensions began trending within minutes of the segment being reported. Fans praised the depth of storytelling, noting that the Uso brothers' dynamic adds a new layer of intrigue to Roman Reigns' reign as tribal chief. "Jimmy questioning Jey is the twist we needed," tweeted one fan. "It makes you wonder if the Bloodline can really hold together under Roman's leadership." Another added, "This is classic WWE storytelling: family, loyalty, betrayal, and power struggles. Can't wait to see how it plays out on Raw." The segment has also sparked discussions about which direction WWE might take the storyline. Could Jimmy eventually oppose Roman publicly? Will Jey remain loyal? Or will he struggle with conflicting emotions as Roman's actions escalate? The possibilities are endless, making the future of the Bloodline one of WWE's most compelling narratives. The larger context: Roman, the Visionaries, and WWE's faction wars. The tension between Jimmy and Jey doesn't exist in isolation. It's part of a broader landscape of faction warfare within WWE. Roman's assault on Seth Rollins and the Visionaries has thrown Raw into chaos, creating new rivalries and alliances. With Rollins' faction fractured and Roman asserting dominance, the WWE Universe is witnessing a high-stakes chess match where loyalty, power, and personal ambition collide. The internal debate between the Uso brothers mirrors the larger theme of control within WWE. Roman Reigns has consistently maintained that loyalty is paramount, and his power is only as strong as the trust and obedience of his allies. Jimmy's private confrontation with Jey could foreshadow challenges to that authority, creating a tense and unpredictable narrative that has fans on the edge of their seats. What this means for the Bloodline. The fallout from Jimmy's confrontation with Jey could have far-reaching consequences. If the brothers' disagreement escalates publicly, it could lead to internal faction strife, betrayals, or even matches pitting family members against each other. WWE has a long history of storytelling that thrives on family drama, and this segment positions the Bloodline perfectly for a potential internal power struggle storyline. Moreover, Roman's ability to maintain control over the group will be tested. He has cultivated a reputation as a master strategist and manipulator, but even he must account for human emotion and loyalty. How Roman responds to Jimmy's questioning and whether Jey remains steadfast will shape the trajectory of Raw in the coming weeks. Conclusion: family, loyalty, and power. Jimmy Uso addressing Jey for siding with Roman Reigns backstage is more than just a simple argument. It's a window into the complexities of the Bloodline. It highlights themes of loyalty, family, and power struggles that have always been central to WWE storytelling. As Roman continues to assert his dominance and Rollins seeks revenge, the Uso brothers' internal conflict adds an extra layer of tension and unpredictability.